気になってるよ。
大丈夫。船長、舵そのままだ。
What you just saw was a snippet of Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and thanks to Sega and the RGG team, I got to play it early. On a pirate ship, I might add. I only really got into the Like a Dragon series last year after the release of Infinite Wealth, but after starting to play that, I kind of became a little bit obsessed with it, went back and played Like a Dragon 7, and now I can pretty much tell you the entire story of all of the Yakuza games. We recently finished Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, and oh baby, I was not ready for that gut punch. So to be able to go to an event and preview the next game in the series was an absolute joy. So thank you so much to Sega and the RGG team for having me here. Anyone who's played any Yakuza or Like a Dragon game loves Goro Majima. There's no secret about that. And so to have a game like Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which is entirely centered around him, it's actually really joyful. And just seeing all of the minigames and craziness and all of that come together in a game that stars him specifically, really cool. But Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is the first time in a long time we've had Majima as a playable protagonist, and certainly a game that's revolved entirely around him. But in Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, he wakes up with amnesia on a desert island, having been rescued by a little boy called Noah, and he's taken on this pirate role and he goes around to try and recover his memory. I don't want to talk too much about the story details that we experienced through the preview event. I'd rather focus on the gameplay details so I don't accidentally spoil anything, and I'd also like to talk about the event itself because it was extremely unique and really quite cool. Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii plays more like the original version of the Yakuza titles, so an action RPG as opposed to the turn-based combat that we've come to know through Like a Dragon and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Where Kazuma Kiryu had 4 different stances though, Majima only has 2, Sea Dog and Mad Dog. In Mad Dog mode, you're kind of going to have the attacks that you'd come to expect from Majima if you've seen him in any other game, whereas in Sea Dog mode, he kind of embraces being a pirate and goes crazy with twin blades, and the combat is a lot more fast-paced and almost Devil May Cry-like than anything we've seen in any Yakuza games up until this point. And because of that, it has a unique and fast, fluid style that the previous Yakuza games don't have. I had an absolute blast just cutting through swathes of pirates and gangsters and all sorts of things with these flashy moves that I'd come to expect from the Yakuza franchise, but with a twist, you know, because it's Majima. Playing this game kind of felt like I was at home because I'd just played Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, and the combat isn't the only way in which it felt like that. You have Madlantis, which is kind of like a hub world similar to the castle that you had in The Man Who Erased His Name, where Majima can take place in tournaments, can upgrade his ship, recruit new pirates, buy new items, all sorts of things like that, so they function very similarly. Of course, the way you get to Madlantis or any of the other islands that are featured in Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is on a ship, and naval combat is actually a pretty heavy part of this game. From trailers and videos I've seen on Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, I've seen quite how crazy ships can get in this game, but from what I've played, I had a pretty simple setup of a machine gun that aimed at the front and cannons that aimed either side of the ship. And it felt fluid, it was nice, it wasn't anything super complicated, the ships were quite easy to take down to go from point A to point B. There were points where I were interrupted by other ships, but it wasn't too lengthy or difficult to take them down. I'm looking forward, however, to seeing how far this naval combat actually goes, because there's a lot of min-maxing you can do in this game, through your crewmates, through the parts of your ship. I really want to get into the nitty-gritty of how good this is going to get. The actual traversal on the ship from point A to point B, though, did feel a little bit slower than I would like, though that could be in part due to the fact that I was playing a very early part of the game, and the ship may well get faster. It kind of reminded me of Wind Waker more than it did Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which means that there was a lot of just moving in a straight line and hoping to collect things on the way, which there were a lot of. There was a lot of flotsam and jetsam just lying around in the ocean. I could pick things up. There were boost places I could go to go a little bit faster. It certainly wasn't boring. I just hope that you can get some speed upgrades for the ship in the game. Going back to Madlantis, we participated in a tournament fight like you would have done in the castle in Gaiden, and that consisted of 2 stages, which were naval combat followed by boarding the enemy ship and then taking part in a mass fight. And it felt really good. I really enjoyed just that change of pace going from one to another and having another thing to level up and look after other than just Majima himself. And having your crewmates take part in the fight also made it just that little bit more dynamic. Cosmetics are everywhere in this game. You can dress up Majima to the nines, and you can change your outfit for both of his stances, so if you don't particularly want to look like a pirate in his Sea Dog mode, you don't have to. And if you want to keep his iconic outfit from the previous Yakuza games for both Mad Dog and Sea Dog, you can do that too. You can even put little bows on a pet tiger, and that's really cute too. And of course, just like any Yakuza or Like a Dragon game, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is absolutely filled to the brim with mini-games, and they're all fun. You've got golf, you've got go-karting, you've got karaoke, because of course you have to have karaoke, and classic Sega games like Master System stuff, and we couldn't see the full list of Master System things, but they looked like there were plenty to unlock, so I'm looking forward to diving into those too. Basically, the entire premise of Pirate Yakuza of Hawaii is leaning into the absurdity of the Yakuza and Like a Dragon series, and for that I applaud it, and I love it, and I look forward to playing the full game. The event itself was actually extremely unique as well, as it was held on the Golden Hind in London, which is itself an actual pirate ship galleon. I had the absolute pleasure of sharing this event with my friend Joesephyr, and we met up before going onto the ship, and we got on there not having a clue what to expect, and it was just wonderful. It just looked like a pirate ship, so to be able to go into something like that, which is in of itself somewhat absurdist, and then play Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which kind of just leaned into it. It was a very unique experience all itself, and everyone was really friendly. I got to meet Sakamoto-san, who is the producer of the Yakuza series, and that was really cool. I met up with a wonderful cosplayer for Goro Majima, who I will absolutely shout out as well. Wonderful job that they did. It was just a really good night. Truth be told, the Yakuza series is rapidly becoming one of my favorite RPG series because of its tonal whiplash. You can have Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii on one hand, where everything is extremely silly, doesn't take itself too seriously, and then the next time you'll have something like the ending of Yakuza 6, where you'll be bawling your eyes out and you won't quite know why. And I love that level of tonal whiplash because you just don't know what to expect from a Yakuza game, and therefore I just kinda love it. So that's going to be all for my preview for Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and I just want to say a massive thank you to the RGG studio and Sega once again for inviting me to this event. It was such a blast, and I cannot wait for the full game. It's going to be available on the 21st of February this year, and it's going to be out on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S, and of course Steam as well. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to make more videos about the Like a Dragon series because I've really come to love it so much, so sound off in the comments below about what kinds of videos you'd like to see for games like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza and Hawaii in the future. And if you're not sure what to comment, then just type the word algorithm into the chat. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I'm kind of spread out all over the place at the moment. I've just done very well on TikTok with Pokemon, and I'm going to be bringing that over to this channel as well. Of course, I'm still going to continue to cover other JRPGs, and the Switch 2's just been announced, so I'm going to talk about that a lot more in the future. There's plenty to look forward to from me. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, then thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.
ネルトのなんでこんなとこに待てやくれくそなドギー